He was telling people about every illness in the body has an emotional root cause. The foods that are in, when they're not foods, they're ultra processed, and it's ultra processed chemicals. It's not food whatsoever, and that makes things even worse. So just be careful what you eat. Keep a food diary and reflect upon it and tweak it and experiment and see how you feel when you're eating certain foods. That will make a difference. It's important to filter and to remineralize, and it's the minerals that's important, particularly when going through the menopause ages, that if our minerals are out of whack, they can cause all kinds of problems. And where do we get our minerals from? We get them from our food, from our diet, unless we supplement. And a lot of people are supplementing the wrong things. We hear, we should have zinc, we should have magnesium, calcium, all these things. Yes, of course we do, but we need them in the right proportions for our body. And every body is different. So there are some very simple ways that you can check your own measurements. You don't have to go to doctors. And a lot of people that I have supported during my working with individual clients, they have way too much magnesium. Magnesium can cause, too much magnesium can cause depression. It can cause fatigue and so on. And every single one of the minerals that we have, zinc, selenium, calcium, they need to be in the right ratios, but the right ratios for your body. And the only way you can assess what's right for your body is to experiment with foods, experiment with different meals. That's a huge impact. And this is where a lot of people struggle with, because they can't see it. People can't see stress. We can see in terms of our behaviour, we can see if somebody is stressed, if we can see the physical manifestation of it. They're all jittery, or they're anxious, or they're angry all the time, whatever. We can see that. But stress within the body, he was a German doctor. He was imprisoned for his thoughts and the way he was telling people about every illness in the body has an emotional root cause to it. So if we're behaving in this stressful fashion, a lot of people aren't behaving in an authentic manner. So the work that I do with behavioural profiling, for example, I can tell by somebody's behaviour pattern in a report whether they are being authentic. When people aren't being authentic, the impact on the adrenals, the cortisol levels are actually really huge, but we don't physically see it, generally speaking. We don't know ourselves. So again, it goes back to what you said earlier on about knowing your body. You know when you're in stress. A lot of people say, my back's aching. Well, that's a sign of stress. It's stress that either you've got the weight of the world on your shoulders, if it's the top part of the back, the bottom part of the back. It could be you don't feel that you're rooted, your foundations aren't working right, so to speak, in your life and in your environment. So there's not one cause. And a lot of women say, my mother had a terrible menopause, so therefore I'm going to. They're talking themselves into it. So again, the body's picking up. I hear this, the people that I've supported through cancer and out the other side, and reversal as I do for my own. People will pick up the language. In fact, I'm doing a masterclass on communication and how our communication, how our words impact on our health and well-being. So if you are told that you're going to die, as I was in 2015, I was given less than 12 months to live. I was told I would die unless I followed the doctor's recommendations, which me being me, of course, I didn't. I created my own plan, and I was out of stage 4 within 4. Have you seen a healthy vending machine? I haven't.
No.
The drinks, the pop drinks that are in there, the fizzy drinks and so on, they are huge endocrine disruptors. So avoid fizzy drinks, avoid, those kind of sugary drinks that have a huge impact. So if you're feeling a bit rubbish anyway, the last thing you want to do is have a fizzy drink. The foods that are in, when they're not foods, they're ultra processed, and it's ultra processed chemicals. It's not food whatsoever, and that makes things even worse. So just be careful what you eat. Keep a food diary and reflect upon it and tweak it and experiment and see how you feel when you're eating certain foods. That will make a difference as well.
I mean, I was having a chat, and I had my menopause support group last night, and we were talking about sweeteners, and obviously you said about zero Coke, and that's got sweeteners in it, and aspartame, things like that. And they were saying, are you better if you want to have a sugar in your tea, is it better to have a sweetener, or is it better to have sugar that's not the same sort of processed, or are there certain types of sweeteners like the plant-based Trivia? Is there certain things that are the more better than others if you really just need that